Have we started recording?
Yes.
Because Christ.
Oh,
Great.
fuck it. Oh, God.
Thanks.
Please let this be our cold open. Please let this be
No,
our cold
this is
open.
a terrible idea.
Hi, welcome to Dong Expansion Squad.
No!
I think you need to start it right as I asked if we were recording, so they don't have any of the context, just
Yes.
us falling apart.
Yeah.
Hi,
No,
everybody.
'cause listen.
Horrible.
If
If the
you
cold
include all
open-
that shit, then the subject of our discussion has to be included on the fucking art reel for context, and we can't do that.
Oh, you can. Oh, you
Oh,
absolutely
we could
can.
actually.
If
We
the,
could.
if the cold
We could give them stats
open,
and everything.
if the cold open goes longer than 5 minutes, I tend to cut it because that's ridiculous, guys. We've been going for too
It's
long.
true. Nobody's gonna last
We're not
that long.
that funny.
They're gonna quit.
We're not that funny, y'all.
Guys,
They're
do
not
you
gonna
wanna
make
start
it to
this?
I don't
game.
know. Speak for yourself. I'm hilarious.
Great.
Yeah,
I love you, Alex.
Let's do some D&D.
Let's
That's
do
fucking,
D.
fucking D&D.
If y'all are ready for
What-
D&D.
They didn't. It's fine. Are you
Yeah.
all ready to D&D?
Yes.
I am.
I'm ready to D and or D.
I
I
guess.
am.
Donkey and dongs.
No.
I listen to all the sad fucking music to get in the Zelfine brain space, and it does not matter.
Sure doesn't.
I fucking
Doesn't
ruined it.
matter at all.
I ruined it.
Katie,
Now
you
everything
roll
is
your
dongs.
I'm gonna make it even worse. I'm gonna make it even
All
worse
right.
here in a couple
I'm
seconds.
going to do the
Eddie.
recap.
Bless you, Alex.
Yeah, yeah, what
recap
happened last time?
Okay.
Can I
Okay,
recap?
yep.
All
Yes.
right.
Yes, you can.
Please, God.
I can't look at that. I'm not looking at the chat for the rest of the session. There we go. So, last time, our adventurers found themselves face to face with a revenant, the knight commander of the Argynvolsholt. They had cast command on him to get him to give him the book he was holding, and after that, he became enraged and started to attack the team. After Eamon teleported away using Misty Step, the undead knight turned his attention to Brimstone, felling him in short order. Everybody turned to run, Lucas trying to heal Brimstone so he could get up and run as well. They quickly found themselves surrounded by revenants, phantom warriors, and giant spiders. Picking the path of least resistance, they barreled through the giant spiders and made a run for it. On the way, however, they found themselves greeted by a band of Vistani, some on horses and some on direwolves. They were looking for compensation for the loss of one of their Vistani at the hands of the group when they were first taking Irina Kolyana to Vallaki a few weeks now. It was a week ago now. They had demanded blood or a favor of the group in exchange for the life that they took. The leader of this group seemed to be a woman by the name of Gitana that Lucas identified as someone who was always kind to him. After defeating the spiders, the group and the Vistani both ran away from the Argynvolsholt as fast as they could, heading back towards Vallaki. It is late afternoon now, and you're on the road. The woman, Gitana, is still following you, but her other Vistani companions have veered off after an order from her. Lucas glanced back at her occasionally, and with the pace you're going, you think you might hit Vallaki in an hour or two. And that's where we'll start.
Wow, she is still following us.
Of course he is.
You know I can hear you, right?
Yes, I can. I do.
Anyway, I seem to recall we left Vallaki on less than favorable terms.
I think it was good terms. We just decided to skip out meeting the Burgermaster. I think once we do that, we're probably fine.
Ah,
He's
right.
not going to be happy.
I should probably get something for myself too. She sort of gestures to her Vistani garb.
Oh, right, yeah.
I think I got something for you.
She raises
one
a brow.
second. Eamon will open up his pack. I actually do have something.
Oh, sweet.
I come with starting gear. I haven't used all of it.
Hell yeah.
I just gotta check. Yeah. No, don't I get like a healer's outfit or like an acolyte's outfit, right?
Oh,
Some
yeah.
priestly vestments.
I guess you might. I don't know
Oh,
what the
jeez.
paladins get.
No, it's a background feature because I
Oh.
picked the acolyte background.
Right.
Yeah, I have vestments.
Okay.
They all have "I love Tyr" like stitched onto them.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, would I have the vestments, or would that be like my tabard?
It's up to you, I suppose. Like,
Either
'cause-
way, if I have my tabard, I'll just give it to Gitarja. Gitana.
Yeah.
Chitana.
Gitarja was
Gitarja.
Hapajit in the 1300s.
I got you.
That's a rad name, though.
Okay.
It
She'll
is.
pretty much take whatever is given to her in terms of disguise.
You're
Although
looking like a paladin.
Nah,
she
she
sort
really
of-
doesn't. She looks.
she
Okay, well,
shakes her head, and at that, the whole tier thing, that's something that I'm more or less intimately aware of who Tyr is. Like, of course, obviously he's a god, but like,
Roll me
due
religion.
to my past. Okay, I will. Just getting a read on the group here.
Yeah.
Okay. You'll have to give me a second.
Yeah.
What exactly, what skill,
If you're not proficient, it's
what am
just
I
intelligence.
Okay, intelligence, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Neat.
Oh.
That would be
A
6.
6.
So you know it is a god.
God.
And-
mhm.
You know that he has an eye missing.
Nice. Okay.
That's about
Cool.
all you know.
I think I'm not gonna really like dig deep down into that. Just like on the surface, what would I know?
Yeah.
From that, I it's a pretty shitty roll. Would I be able to tell like the alignment of said god?
That's pretty like basic knowledge. So yeah, it'd be a
Mhm.
lawful good god.
Okay.
you see this like glowy guy in front of you, handing you the tabard. That probably is also a bit of a.
Chaotic
yeah,
evil.
That's fair.
Yeah, he's chaotic evil. Fine.
Absolutely.
Great.
If you actually say, do you actually say that?
No.
Because Eamon would
no.
be like, "Wow, that is really racist."
No. She would just mostly like nod and thank and like sort of like go over Tyr's little symbol and make sure like, okay, this is what I know about this god. I can somewhat trust these people for now. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Other than that, she'll pretty much stay silent. Although she will probably at one point sort of like clear her throat whenever like she and Lucas get a little closer to each other, just as a small greeting. Not really gonna say much, but
Yeah.
you know.
If everybody like wanders a little bit further and he'll like kind of get his pace to match yours, and at some point he'll go, how's everything going at the camp?
She sort of laughs for a couple of seconds and sort of wipes her hand up in the air and goes, same old, same old. I know that Brother Dearest is pretty torn up over Arabelle's disappearance.
He's probably furious. I expect he's torn up half the camp.
Yeah, that was more or less what I meant.
He always scared me. He's got
Yeah,
that
well.
fury about him.
Mm-hmm. He does, doesn't he? It looks like she's gonna say something, but she ends up just shaking her head and thinking better of it, and letting the group, like just listening into the group, staying next to Lucas, just sort of keeping an eye out.
And so
Grim is
then
back.
I said, "If you think that is a, sorry, what?"
Bruma's actually gonna bring back up the subject of Vallaki. He was gonna mention we left. My gut tells me that leaving after getting an offer from the burgomaster and specifically Ezek was not very wise on our part. We might be walking into less than friendly circumstances.
Jatana just shakes her head. Maybe pinches the bridge of her nose a little bit.
But
Yeah, that was a big whoopsie on our part.
I'm pretty sure that we can meet with the burgomaster and clear things up. I'm sure he's not nearly as unreasonable. Well,
I think he's pretty unreasonable.
I have a way.
Would Jatana know that that is like so far fetched?
Oh, yeah, like, you don't even need to roll for this. You know that the burgomaster has been seen as kind of crazy, and...
Yeah, that's what I figured as much. So as soon as he says that, Jatana just... like a small...
Okay, look, fair enough. I'm not... no,
for what
the
it's
moment
worth...
I said it...
For what it's worth, I don't think it would have gone well either way, so...
Yeah, that's probably right.
Lucas
wouldn't
shrugs and goes, by the time we get to town, it will be evening. They won't be looking for you that way. And we can probably slip back into the inn for the night.
Mm-hmm.
If you'd like, I can go talk to them.
Lucas, actually, that's a good question. What's the situation like in Vallaki right now?
Well,
with everybody?
I had sent you some letters updating you, but yeah, things are tense. There's supposed to be the festival tomorrow, and I know that...
Another.
Yes, it's a weekly thing at this point. The next one is... A few people have some things planned around it. We'll see how that goes down. He's avoiding the subject at this point and goes, more people have been put into the stocks, and I don't know if anything's changed in the last day since I've been gone, but people are starting to worry.
That's not good.
Well, in that
Great.
case, make sure to keep your weapon sharp just in case.
Well, let's
keep them out of view of the guards. I said, they are getting a bit arrest happy, as the case may be.
I don't wish to stir up trouble in the one place that we've found that's safe to be, but
To be honest,
it's a good question of what we if it comes to that kind of thing, do we run, do we fight? If it's a situation where we would be on the burgomaster and Yizik's bad side.
Well, just
I'm willing to
I'm
do
totally
either
cool
of
with
those
running.
I've got 4 or 5 different magic things I can pull out if that does happen.
running would be your best bet. You would have the whole city upon you within minutes if you don't.
Yeah, exactly. And there are guards that are constantly on the move. I don't think that it's something that you can all just handle by yourself. Then again,
Well,
I'm just an observation.
I think there is someone we can handle by ourselves.
Well,
As
And who
Lucas
might that
said,
be?
That entire city will be after you as soon as you do, if you are talking about who I think you are.
Maybe.
best to keep a low profile for now, though. That is what I've been trying to tell everybody in the town, is keep a low profile and we will work it out.
In that
No
case,
problem.
you might want to turn that tabard inside out because people definitely know me by that.
Get
I mean,
the fuck up.
To be perfectly honest, Damon, if they don't recognize us, and if they see us walking into town, they're going to recognize us. We sort of stick out,
Honestly,
or I
Yeah.
sort of stick out.
all of you stick out, honestly.
Jatana does nod at that.
I'm literally wearing the holy symbol of Ravenkind, so...
Yeah, that won't make a big
Yeah.
difference.
It's
They still
Yeah.
know who you are now. It
No,
doesn't
that,
matter.
what I meant was it'll make us easier to... Okay, anyways.
Damn us for picking colorful characters.
See, this just
like-
wouldn't happen if you were all human.
Yeah, and boring.
Blue. Also, all of us are at least mostly human, okay?
Uh-huh.
Really?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
technically.
You want to just throw that energy out in the universe, Dan? You want to go ahead and do that?
I was
Sure.
about to say, do you really want to do that?
Brimstone
Like, at
visibly
least
sweats at that.
Sure. If that's what
Sure,
you want to
well,
believe.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, mostly human.
Right?
No.
Uh-huh. Yep.
You're right. Yes.
Probably at
Yes.
least 40%
Selfie bristles.
Anyway, I
at
do agree.
least
I
a
don't
quarter
think,
human.
I don't
You
think,
can
Okay.
stop now.
Okay.
I don't think that I'm not feeling now is the right time to kick everything off in Vallaki.
No.
Unless
I
we
think we-
absolutely have to, but
At the kick
think
everything off thing, Jatana raises a brow and sort of looks to Lucas and sort of like gestures like a what are they talking about kind of thing.
He kind of looks at it and goes, things are proceeding in Vallaki in a way that might lead to some change. I'm not at liberty to say too much. I'm sorry.
She just raises her brow. Like just raise the brow.
Eamon will lean down to Lucas and ask, "Can she be trusted?" Quietly, so that Katana can.
Can I roll a perception?
Yes.
You
You can
I
roll
would
a
love
perception.
to roll a fucking perception to see if I can
Please
hear
do.
that.
We need him out.
Yeah, you can hear it.
19.
You can hear everything.
Hell yeah.
Oh damn.
She responds with, "You know I'm right here," and the answer is yes. I mean, if I couldn't be trusted, then you would be dead by now.
Lucas,
Eamon kind of looks at her and her not armor and her dinky weapons, and kind of nods and say, "Sure," and then turns back forward.
I'm sorry. You were one of the best people to me after all that nonsense went down, but I still don't. You still have to report to the people that you report to. I don't want to put you in a position where you'd have to do that, you know?
Well, what else can we do?
Yeah, there's not much.
I'm okay to.
I can't be with that, and there's no way. I can't be on board with any of that anymore. You know that.
Maybe we can just lay low in Vallaki for a little bit, maybe try to make a few friends, and see where our journey takes us next. We've got 2 of the things we need. I'd say, given that nobody's died yet, things are going quite well.
so
That's
I
good.
think
Zelfine's
that-
in the
I
middle
think
of
that it's-
like
Oh, go ahead.
Zelfine's in the middle of like trying to bandage up her arm that's got like this bleeding black festering poison giant spider bite on it, and just kind of like looks at him and looks at the rest of the group, and then just kind of deadpans and looks away and says nothing.
Eamon will put a single finger on Zelfine's arm and
Lay on
hands
finger.
Lay on
Lay on
finger.
finger.
Lay on hands for what?
for 5, just to close the
She'll
wound.
she'll like let it happen just long enough for him to heal her, and then like swat his hand away.
Aw.
You threatened to kill someone one time.
Yeah, that
I
generally
don't
is.
say that in character. I don't say that in
yeah, I
character.
was
Okay.
about to say.
He glares at him but says nothing.
Jesus
Oh
Christ.
my god.
Yikes.
It's fine. It's great. Everything's
It's good.
great.
Well,
Gotta work on your
Kitana-
people skills there, buddy.
Kitana, it sounds like you it sounds like the less you know about what we're doing, the better for everybody involved here, yeah?
I suppose so.
Yeah,
Let me
because
have
honestly,
the,
not even I know what we're doing. Nobody's told me yet.
But as far as I'm concerned, we'll at least go rest, and then we can find a plan from there. And then, Gitana, you wanted us to go look for Arabelle.
That was the main reason why I'm here. But yes, I would like that, yes. I just realized I have introduced myself, but I don't know any of your names.
Oh. I'm called Brimstone.
She nods in a greeting. Looks to the rest of the party like,
Oh.
who's next?
Hey, hi, I'm Riley. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Thank you very much for helping me that spider back there.
Oh, sure. No problem.
She raises an eyebrow at the two lone wolves over there.
My name
sorry.
is.
Oh.
I was gonna do the whole like. You guys gonna? Okay.
Mhm.
My name is Sir Aemon the Bloodied. From the Sword Mountains.
Sir Aemon the Bloodied. Whereabout?
Just north of Waterdeep.
Does that definitely means something to me, doesn't it?
It sure does.
Voodoo.
A bit north of there is where Chitana spent some time in her
Yeah.
youth, quote unquote.
Yeah. She sort of nods, and she goes, yes, I spent some time over there, actually. Around, in Orc Village.
Wait. Do you know what it was called?
Oh god. I don't. She does.
Hey, Eamon, what was your village called? Because I don't have that
Spoiler
written
alert.
down. I don't recall you giving it to me.
They would have called it. They would have called it.
Orktown. Alex is so
Orktown.
good.
They would have called it.
Orktown, USA.
No, that's not. It would not have been Orktown. They would have probably called it Blood Axe after the ruling clan.
Yeah.
Okay. Then him saying Almond Blood Axe, is that what he introduced himself as?
No, he
No.
said
Called
Aemon
himself
the Bloody.
Aemon the Bloody. Aemon the Bloody.
The bloody, that's right.
Yeah.
Then yeah, she'll say Blood Axe.
Aemon will stop his horse.
Oh no, what did I do?
Oh, jeez. He'll kind of lean forward and take a deep breath. About how long ago was this?
How old?
How old is Eamon?
Aemon is about 23.
Yeah.
For
so
everybody
I
who's
say
listening,
about
we all know this. The characters joke.
Oops, metagaming. Whoops.
Metagaming.
We talk about this game a lot, y'all.
Oh god, do we ever?
Because I'd say yeah, around 23-ish.
Yeah, you lived there about 25 years ago, and then left a little bit
Like
after.
20 years.
Yeah, about 20 years.
You wouldn't happen to know an orc named Gormag, would you?
Is that your dad?
Yes, that's my dad.
Then yes, she was definitely not.
Yeah, her face sort of turns a little red, and she goes, we had talked at one point.
Brimstone stops.
Aemon's gonna kind of
Looks
turn
just
back.
this way.
Wait, why are
Yes.
you asking? Do you know him?
So, funny thing, some half-orcs, they have basically a human name and an orc name. That would be
Her
it.
face falls, and she looks at him and she goes, "They brought you here? Oh look,
Aemon is...
Delphine's gonna grab
Aemon's
Riley
actually
up her
crying
mouth.
a little bit.
Aww.
What's Delphine gonna do?
Riley's just like eyes wide, like.
Aemon just
I-
jumps off. He sort of jumps off his horse and goes up to Jitana. Are you my mother?
I cannot believe they brought you here.
I'm gonna give her
I
a big
am
hug, and then
so
Aemon's gonna start
sorry.
crying.
Yeah, she's gonna hug him back. hold him tight, like as if
What's,
her and his lives both depended on it. Just like a mother's hug, just right close to the bosom, like as tight as she possibly can. And she rubs his hair like with her hand. And she says, "I am so sorry that they brought you here."
Oh, it wasn't your fault. It wasn't your fault.
What is? I want to know what Zelfine does this.
Zelfine had grabbed Riley, seeing that she was about to start like screaming and squealing and going all, and cover her mouth. Not now.
Let them have their moment.
Brimstone is just looking at this with the most stony, passive expression.
Me.
And like as they hug, he's like, "Of fucking course."
It's almost as if this is a game and I was made specifically for this plot point. Ooh!
Oh shit!
Zelfine just looks
I'm
irritable.
gonna tell Maggie to get over here and join the hug.
Hell yeah.
And now you know why Maggie thought this was a nice person.
Oh, it all makes sense now. I'm sorry I got mad at you, Maggie. I didn't mean it.
Yeah, she gets like right up in there and sticks her like half decayed face on your shoulder.
Oh, that's fun.
Right. Oh,
Alright.
I forgot to use
Eamon.
gross.
Eamon does not care. He's too happy right now. He's found his mom, guys.
Lucas has got like his hand on his chest and he looks like he's about to cry too.
So,
I think Jatana's crying too. She's actually, you know what? No, I don't think she's crying. I think that she is hugging him and embracing him, but like trying to keep this sort of inner strength within, like not breaking, none of that.
Yeah, that sounds like her.
Mhm.
From the brief description I gave you.
Yeah, I'm like furiously reading the description, like how would she react? How would she react? How would she react?
Mood.
Good.
Yeah. So I don't know if Eamon can form like proper words right. He's having a bit of a moment.
He's having a bit of a
After-
couple weeks at this point.
After a while, she's just sort of gonna like pat his back awkwardly, like, "All right, you're kind of keeping the rest of your party from leaving."
No, you're good.
No, it-
We're fine.
Listen, this place is
So,
super
we
fucked
should-
up. If you any small happiness you can find in here, goddamn.
Like,
I mean,
Yeah.
it's not like you say happiness. It's not.
it's bittersweet.
Yeah. Do you know what happened after you left? About 5 or 6 years after you left.
Not really. Well, not really. I know.
Suppose I can tell
I-
everyone on the.
Didn't bring you, for the reasons that you are now here. So
Look. I'm glad you didn't bring me. To be quite frank, that
Maybe-
would have been
well, I
Very-
mean,
bad.
Maybe some tea once we get back to Vallaki.
I would like
That
that.
sounds good. We should start heading towards town. We're
Brimstone
almost
looks
there.
at Zelfine and
I-
just like shrugs with a very confused look on his face, like, "Was that?" Is that
Is that
Zelfine
normal?
like
looks
clearly, I don't know when you're supposed to offer tea, but this sounds like it.
Zelfine looks irritable, but she's like, "Fine, tea. It's appropriate."
I should. Eamon will speak up now. It says, I know I'm really glad to see you, but I really should tell you what happened after you left. You'll probably want to know what.
We'll
happened
talk
to-
about it later, but we don't have
Okay.
time now.
Yeah, it's starting to get a bit dark, and you know these roads get dangerous at night.
Gotcha. So you know what? If in that case, can we pick up like a horse speed or whatever?
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
it'll probably be like another 15 minutes from Vallaki at this point because you've been walking for a while.
Okay.
Because there's
That's
been a
not
lot of
far at all.
conversation happening.
As we continue walking, Brimstone we'll call it. Oh, Eamon, that means you're Vistani. It's pretty neat.
Oh shit! Right. Can I leave? Is that a thing I can do? Can we leave
Oh.
now?
Lucas kind of shrugs and goes, "Well, I'm Vistani and I can't leave."
Yeah,
Oh.
no, it's
You
more
need-
complicated than
Boo.
that.
That would be way too easy.
It's more
Don't
like
know the-
Exactly.
Yeah.
you
She
need-
does point at Zelfine whenever Zelfine says it's way too easy, and she just nods like she's got it.
Yeah.
Wait.
This
Can I
girl's
tell the
got it.
future, though?
The last time I tried to leave, I was attacked by wolves. I nearly died. So
Nobody is answering my question, and it's making me very upset.
Can you tell the future? I mean,
only
I,
female
of course, as you know-
Vistanis can tell the future, Lucas says.
Darn.
Sorry, but yeah, that's how it goes. The females can do that. Maybe if you practice, you can do some curses. I can curse people sometimes. I haven't done it in a long time because it's.
Whoa.
She
I mean,
nods. She says, yeah, that's something that I can teach both of you, actually.
I'm a little out of practice. I can do some magic now that I've started practicing my music again, but you know.
yeah, that didn't seem really curse sort of stuff.
It wasn't the
seemed
curse.
more-
Like, I prefer not to use the curses, honestly, because they remind me too much of everything I've lost. You know.
Yeah, she nods, like slowly, like there it is.
Yep. It's more of that than anything else, but you know.
If anything, I can,
Same.
I could teach you how to do evil eye, but I mean,
Can we call
We'll
it like
see.
good eye instead?
That's
Amy,
That's
let's
not
just
how
live
that
in our
works.
truth, okay?
that's not quite
that
how
is
that
not
works.
how that works. That's not how that works at all.
Not so bad eye.
kind of morally great, chaotic neutral eye.
Morally ambiguous eye.
Whatever, you're not my no way.
Ah,
Great.
So at this point, you see the gates of the side of Vallaki kind of come up, and you see two guards kind of on either side of it. They look exhausted because it's getting close to the end of their shift. Lucas
Hood
like,
up.
yeah, hood's up. Lucas actually takes his hood down and kind of shakes his hair a bit because they would recognize him, and he smiles and waves.
Brimstone tries to avoid eye contact with the guards.
They kind of
Same.
stare at you and go, "What business Oh, it's you, Lucas. Oh. You're bringing more people into town? Yes, don't worry about it. We're just going to the inn. It's
We're
been
the
a
same
long day."
people as before, don't worry.
But I don't know you from before. They're clearly, like, different guards.
Oh, yeah.
We're on the
don't
other
know.
end
it's
of
always
this.
the same two guards.
Point
No,
is,
it's
we've been
The,
here
the
before.
same two
We've been
guards
here
on both
before.
ends of the cities.
Man, why can't they defeat Strahd? They can teleport.
Hell yeah.
Yep. They kind of
Don't
roll
worry
their
about
eyes.
it. We've
and
been
go,
here before. We're not causing trouble.
All right, but you, the first sign of it, we'll call Ezek. Yes, don't
I
worry about
understand.
it. They're fine. Let's go.
Good to know.
Bye. Riley waves.
When they actually after we leave past the gate, Brimstone will actually go next to Zelfian and whisper, and he'll. I mean, we don't have to RP, but he'll make note of the fact that they said the first sign of trouble they'll call Ezek, because that might be something that might be useful to us.
Mm-hmm.
Good to know. Interesting
She'll just
information.
nod.
Aben banging pots in the middle of the town square. Look at all the trouble I'm making!
Fucking come at me, easy.
Come at me, bro.
Yeah,
I mean, the
no.
middle of town is perhaps the worst place for that. There's probably other.
Current mood, anger.
So
Yeah, Zelfine's just like, if I'm good at anything, it's causing trouble.
So as you enter
Aw.
Vallaki, the town seems pretty empty. It's getting close to evening, so people have started, going into their houses and going ready to go to sleep. You see decorations of awkward sun memorabilia everywhere still. It seems like that's going to be the upcoming festival. There's suns hanging from windowsills, and they're all shoddily made and clearly rushed.
Aw. Riley is just shaking her head.
That feel when you realize that Eamon literally is dressed as Solaire right now, with his holy symbol of Ravencon.
I mean, we realized that a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is why he needs his helmet back.
Yep. All right.
I guess we head back to.
To the
Oh, was it the Blue Water Inn?
Yeah. So you make your ways through the streets, and Lucas leads you up to the Blue Water Inn, and in front of it, you see Rictavio, the half-elf, standing there, looking down at Olive, who is excitedly chatting away at him.
And then the dragon came down, and the devil of Karashiro stabbed him in the face, right through the eye.
Olive.
And then she stops mid-sentence and turns, and she runs and slams right into Lucas, arms around his knees. He almost falls over and goes,
Lucas, where the heck were you? Theo was really sad. Theo was really sad last night. You didn't even want to read me a story? Where were you?
I'm sorry. I just had to get some fresh air. I was helping out the friends, And she tears her head away
The
and
friends.
she looks up at him and
You're back.
Strange lady.
yeah. And she looks up and sees Chichana and just kind of looks at you kind of waringly. She's like, I don't know who that is. But then immediately beelines for Zelphine and grabs onto the side of your tunic and kind of pulls gently. Goes,
Zelphine, Miss Zelphine, I have something important to tell you.
Zelphine had been staring daggers at quote-unquote Rictavio, but at having her tunic tugged, she'll look down and just be like, yeah?
I'm actually going to go over to Rictavio while she's doing that.
cool. Olive looks
I'm going
up
to
at
go
you.
to the other side of Rictavio and kind of crack my knuckles
Hell yeah.
idly.
Hell yeah, boys.
Good.
Get
Great. So Olive,
Brings
once
go ahead.
she's got your attention, Zelphine, she pulls out some cards out of her pocket, and you notice that they're the Taroka cards.
Zelphine does that Studio Ghibli hair thing where it kind of
Yeah.
stands on end a little bit.
Yep.
I was thinking about you, and I was looking at the cards that you guys had sent. You sent these cards, and I started looking at them, and then words came to my head.
Oh.
The ser-
Oh?
the serpent the serpent who shares your face has information about the fox you've been looking for. He'll give it to you if you stop and listen.
Jatana is gonna look at Lucas and mouth Olive and then point to her.
Yeah, he'll nod.
She sort of a hand goes over her heart.
Yeah.
And she doesn't smile, but there's maybe a little bit of a smile there.
Yeah.
Aw.
Zelphine's going to very quietly kneel down next to Olive and just go, I'm sorry, excuse me. One more time?
The serpent who shares your face has information about the fox you've been looking for. He'll give it to you if you stop and listen. I don't know what it means, but that's what came to me.
Well, I don't mean to be rude, but it sounds like a lot of nonsense.
Oh,
But you keep practicing with those cards and it'll get better, I'm sure.
Wow.
okay.
Shut down.
Damn.
I got one for Riley too.
That's a good start. Mm.
I've got
Aim-
one for
aim-
Riley.
Of remark.
Yeah,
what-
go
did-
tell her. Go tell her now, that's fine.
Sorry,
Go, 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 go.
did she say that out loud?
Who?
The prophecy?
Yeah, she
To
said.
But I thought
everyone
you were
or just
walking
to
away,
Zelphine?
though.
You guys were walking away, but yeah, she said that out loud to Zelphine. She wasn't whispering it.
Oh, I thought Ricavio was close. Never mind.
He's a couple paces away. You can still get to him, but you're walking away from this conversation.
Amy's just gonna kind of slap Ricavio on the shoulder and be like, "Hey, bud, my friend Brimstone here. He wanted to buy a drink. Ask you
Oh.
a couple questions if that's all right."
Well, all right.
I'm going to
it's nice
take him
to
by
see
his shoulder
you-
and steer
for the-
him.
It's nice to see you for the first time. He winks and does finger guns because you guys had told him to forget about you.
I'm going to steer him away from everybody.
He fucking would finger gun. I hate him so much.
It's good. It's great.
So Brimson's gonna if Rictavio will let him steer Rictavio away from the group
Cool.
to an area where he's making sure that like they're not overheard by anybody else.
Yeah.
My hand will stay firmly. I will be holding him in an iron grip on his shoulder.
That's certainly a strong grip you got there, buddy. What's...
You know, on the road, we met a very curious fellow.
Oh, there's lots of curious fellows in Barovia.
This one was especially interesting. You see, his name was Rictavio.
Ah, well, it's a bit of a common name, you know.
Yeah, and I'm sure all sorts of Rictavios get their names stolen and their cart stolen.
He, like...
Happens all the time, I'm sure.
His normally dopey expression kind of hardens for a second, and he like shoots you daggers in his eyes, and he goes, "Oh, is that so?"
You know, I'm not going to pretend I very much cared for the other Rictavio, but I think that if you've got some motive for being here where you are, it might be better to tell me.
Come to my room tonight. I'll explain. I don't really want to in front of everyone here, though.
I hope your answers will be satisfactory. But, well, I can understand somebody, not quite liking a certain name, taking a new one, that sort of thing.
It's not quite that, but I'll let you know tonight. Come by my door.
Very well, then.
And he kind of tries to get out of your grip.
I'll let him go.
Yeah, and he'll start heading towards the stairs that lead up to the rooms.
I'll go back to everyone and then I'll just sort of nod at Eamon and I'll let him know that I'm gonna go see what's up with that guy later tonight.
Yeah. So, yeah, and Olive at this point has run up to Riley and starts, like, bouncing up and down in front of her, going,
I got one for you. I got one for you.
Hey, Olive.
The flower lies. Has always lied, and it seeks to enslave you. Its petals are the ones covered in blood,
God.
not yours.
Wow.
Olive. Olive, I think you need to put those cards away.
What?
No,
Why?
You know what? Never mind.
I'm sorry.
Just-
I tried doing one for
normal.
you, Mr. Amon, but I couldn't get it to work. No words came.
That's okay. You did a great job.
I really tried hard, but nothing.
No, you did great. And turns out, funny story, I am also Vistani, so that might be why it didn't work.
What's a Vistani?
Jatana just sort of clears her throat, like, loudly.
Lucas leans over and, like, whispers to you and goes,
nothing. Absolutely nothing.
I didn't tell her that she's Vistani.
Yeah, no, I
Okay.
assumed as much. I
That's-
assumed as much.
I figured I'd
Oopsie
tell her when she was older.
Yeah, and then we'll go, yeah. Yeah, she, like, puts a
Okay.
hand up, like, okay.
I'm sorry.
All of you just keep doing what you're doing. You're doing great.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna pat her
Riley.
on the head.
Brimstone, I got one for you too.
oh really?
You want to hear it?
Yeah, sure. This day couldn't get any weirder.
Okay. The pact knows that you're seeking power and will give it to you, but if you're not careful, it will swallow your life up whole. So maybe don't do
pack?
that. The pack. I don't know what pack. A pack of what? I'm not sure. But that's what I
A
told
pack
me.
of gum.
It's a pack of
Do
gum.
you mean a pact?
No.
No.
Like a pack. I guess. Maybe it's
Oh shit.
something you carry on your shoulder? Like a backpack. I don't know.
Thank
Or
you,
a
Olive. That was
pack
very
of
helpful.
wolves.
Oh, maybe that's it. I don't know know why the wolves would know, but that's what I got.
Me either. Zelfine's just gonna pointedly walk to the inn at this point and
Cool.
just like leave.
So as
Well,
you guys
those-
start heading
Those
towards
readings
the
are
inn.
very nice, Olive. Sorry.
Thank you. I try really, real hard, and I'll try to get
You did a
more
great
later.
job.
I would
Yeah, sounds
appreciate that.
good.
Thank you very much.
I don't know if it's gonna work for me just because of my special paladin powers. It makes it hard for people to read my fortune, but you can keep trying for that.
Okay.
Jotana sort of under her breath just muttered.
What is what?
Oh, what was that?
She mutters, "Ah, special paladin powers." Right.
Yeah.
My super special paladin powers.
hmm
Yeah, so you guys start to
Um,
head. Are you heading straight towards the rooms or inside the tap room area?
Aemond is actually going to go and take care of something else outside of the tavern.
Okay. know, I
Okay,
should
be
actually-
safe, my dude.
I should load up the actual map of the inn just so you have a. Let me see if I can find it because it's been a while.
Does the burgomaster? Okay, well, first of all, he's going to leave the Tome of Strahd with Zelfine.
Okay.
Actually, he'll leave it with Riley.
Okay.
Actually,
Okay.
he'll leave it. He'll leave. No, he'll. Fuck. He
Who
has to
can
take it
read?
with him.
No one can read.
Because of the zombie with a murder boner for him.
Ah, me.
Eamon, are you good? Do you?
Yeah, I want to clear. I figure if we go to the burgomaster before he comes to us, we'll probably get
Oh,
a
Eamon,
slightly
don't
more
go on your
favorable-
own.
Yeah, don't go on your own. That's crazy.
Eamon, they've been locking people up for petty crimes. If we go and tell them, "Hi, we snubbed you earlier, but we're back," it's not
Gonna
gonna
be
go well.
insulted.
Nah,
Yeah.
what was that Lucas said about laying low? She like looks over to him like,
I'm worried that we will be laying less low if we don't go and greet him like we
I
were
personally think we
supposed
should ignore it.
days ago.
We should ignore it. It's become too big of a problem. We should ignore.
Zelfine's
Well,
gonna
no.
call back from where she walked ahead and goes, "I thought we were making tea."
Let's highlight that. I like the tea idea.
I like the tea idea too.
Let's just listen to the Viper lady.
the Viper
Oh
lady.
my god.
Excuse me. Did you call
Oh
us-
my god.
I
You
really-
better be so
Oh.
glad she didn't hear that. Oh my god.
Oh boy,
You know, with the fortune, the snake.
son.
You know, the snake. The fortune.
Those are just
All right,
things.
all
They
right.
don't-
I think you've said enough.
I think we need to shut up and drink some tea now.
Wow.
Ugh.
She specifically said serpent, not viper. You're the one reading into viper for
Yep,
some
that was
reason.
you.
I don't know why you could say viper.
Wow.
Might have been a Freudian slip.
Oh, I wonder what that's all about.
Maybe.
Mm.
And Brimstone's going to, in the midst of all of this very violent energy, go upstairs.
Okay, so you're heading up towards the rooms?
Yes.
Cool. So you'll find that's where the other brimstone is.
I don't imagine that there's like any like nice smelling herbs or anything that I happen across on my way. At all.
Not particularly. A lot of this is
I
kind of
wouldn't
like
think so.
kind of half dead grass that's turning kind of yellow.
Yeah.
And you find one extremely smelly weed, but it's not good smelling.
Not a good smell.
That's
Oh,
mine.
not the good.
Don't use
Not
it.
the good.
So, Zelfian, I'm guessing you're going towards the kitchen because there's no place to make tea in the rooms.
Yeah.
So you enter into the down into the tap room. You see a handful of people sitting around eating food, and you see Davinka Martikov running around putting food onto tables. And she kind of catches a glimpse of you and goes, "Oh, are you all back?"
For now, yes.
Hello.
Or are you going inside too?
Yeah, Riley definitely followed Zelfie.
Okay.
Yeah, Jatana's
Eamon
following
will
them too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't
That's
put-
then I'll go, I guess.
Okay, so everybody's heading in downstairs?
Yeah.
But
Okay.
Yeah.
Eamon
So-
will say to
Tea time.
Brimstone before he goes upstairs, if anything goes wrong, just,
No, I'm coming with you.
give a shout or...
Okay.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were going right to
Oh.
Barovia.
Where
Nope.
is Jitana? I'm gonna put Jitana on the map, and so I will say, as you guys are heading in, you see like a flash of movement behind you, and you see Theo like come out of nowhere and grab onto Lucas into a big hug,
Aw.
and you hear, "Where the fuck were you? I was worried sick." And you hear, I'm sorry, let's go talk. And they
Yeah,
kind
your
of,
boyfriend's a real badass.
Boyfriend, both of Jatana's brows just raise up, and she like slowly turns over, and just sort of like points with her thumb like a what kind of thing.
yeah, and as you like turn around, you see this tall tiefling man with not as tall as Brimstone by any measure, but still about a little over 6 feet, with a long blue coat, and his hair's kind of all cut real awkwardly short, kind of like how Zelfine's is cut, in like haphazard locks, and yeah, he's wearing. Jitana would know it as more Eastern garb around his
Gotcha.
for instead of a tunic.
Okay.
Gianni would be the term
Yep.
that she would have known it as. And that the two of them are like they're hugging for a good long moment. They're muttering stuff to each other before they start heading off towards the back of the inn together.
The boys got good taste.
That's going right in the mind bank. Thank you.
Yep. Gitana would
I'm sure they're
know.
discussing strategy.
Yeah, they're definitely discussing strategy.
Of course.
Oh yeah,
Wink,
nothing
wink.
else. Just discussing very closely, face to face, lips to lips.
Lips to lips.
Or they're just, or they're just, making up. I mean, they didn't. Well, that's none of my business.
Yep. They're out of your viewpoint now. They've gone around
Yep.
the side, and Olive is like following you guys back inside. Going, dum, da, dum, da, dum.
Yeah, sorry, that seems a Patreon exclusive.
Yep. Look, if people really want to
Great.
pay me to draw that, I will do it, but
Hell yeah.
Anyways, let's think about anything else.
so yeah,
Yes, please.
you guys
Like that tea.
Sorry.
Brim's going to probably unsuccessfully help Zelfie make tea.
While that is going on, I
I'm
think
gonna put
Eamon.
Maggie in the stable. Sorry, I'm putting her in the stables.
By the way, I think she should be large sized, but also,
Yep. I'm gonna fix that.
well, it's okay. While this is going on, Eamon would like to talk to Jitana. There's kind of a couple things that they should maybe get worked out.
Yeah. So, Devinka, she leads Zelfing into the kitchen because if you make an effort to say that you want to go make tea,
Yeah, she'll ask him if she could make use of their stove again.
yeah, and you see Erwin in there, kind of cooking back, running back and forth, kind of a scowl on his face, and goes, "Oh yes, of course, go right ahead."
I'm
I
gonna.
won't be in your
Eamon
way
will-
for long.
I'm sorry if my mood makes it seem like I don't want you here. It's not that. My father's here, and we have not been getting along, of course, as usual.
Oh no. I
But-
thought he wanted to make up.
We are working
Thing
on
is, it's
it.
just me and Zelfie in the back.
Hmm.
Oh, that's Riley came with us.
Yeah, where's Riley at?
What? I'm inside with everybody. Hello.
Yeah,
Me and Zelfie went into the kitchen in the back to make tea.
Oh shoot.
Are you going to grab
Then
a
I'm not
table? I can put you
Actually,
at a
yeah.
table.
Sorry, she's not there. Woo! She's just sitting in the table.
Yeah,
Just
She's
chilling.
with
So-
Eamon and Gachana.
and Olive
Yeah.
will like pop up next to you and will like probably start babbling at you some kind of story that she's heard.
She'll listen.
Probably actually the story that she was telling Rictavio. And
Oh.
And then the
Hell yeah.
princess got taken by the dragon. Can you believe
Oh
it?
no!
And-
I can't.
That sounds awful.
But it's okay because a good devil shows up.
Ooh.
Huh?
Neat.
What's his name?
I'm not sure what his name is, but they call him the Devil of Karashiro.
Ooh.
Fancy.
Sounds spooky but cool.
Yeah. He falls in love with the
Sounds
princess, and he wants to save her.
Aw, that's nice.
Very sweet, actually.
And then he stabs the dragon in the eye.
Ooh, that's not so nice.
Well, I mean, depends how well the stab was.
It was a very good stab. It was strong enough to kill the dragon.
Mm.
And it fell
That's a
onto
lot
the
of
ground,
stabbing.
and then the princess came and they kissed.
Aw.
And they said
Happy
they'd be
birthday.
together forever and go save the kingdom from the bad empire.
Ooh.
But that's where the story ends.
And Ma, you getting this? This is good stuff.
Good stuff.
It's good stuff.
Theo told me this one. He said it's very popular in Karashiro.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I'm sure there's no relation that he has to that story.
I'm
That's
sure.
just silly. Theo's not a devil, he's a tiefling. There's a difference.
Besides, he
There
likes
is
boys.
a difference.
Got
There's
him.
also a difference.
That's true.
Is my brother a princess?
Oh my
And
god!
Eamon's gonna look at Riley and then look
This
at
is-
Gitana and then smirk and then he's gonna lean in and say, "He might be, but don't tell anyone. It's a super special secret."
Jatana will play along. She'll put a hand up to her lips and be like, "Shh."
Yeah, Riley trying
God.
not to laugh just
I
does
like
the
how
same.
this is just the good with kids squad.
Hell
This
yeah.
is the best day of my life.
Oh, this is so good.
It's good.
Uh,
It's great. I love it.
Well, that's going on.
Meanwhile, in the
Good
kitchen.
times.
What was the name of the guy who was in here? Was
Erwin,
Erwin? Yeah.
you remember that he is the second oldest child of the Martikovs.
hmm And Davian was not cool with him for a while.
Yeah, and you remember that you had parted with Davian on the road before coming to the Argenvolsholt, and he was heading here. So he's probably here somewhere.
As Zelfine's begins to make tea, Brimstone's gonna sort of look through whatever herbs are available in here and try and smell something that might, taste nice. And he'll bring it over to where she is and just
Yeah.
place it on the counter. And
You find a collection of dried herbs and different things that normally would be used for tea around here in the cupboard.
Mm.
Feel free to make yourself some tea. It's all right.
Mhm.
Could you take this when you're out there though to table 4? It's the one near the wall there.
Mhm.
And he
And
hands
he'll
you a
use that.
plate.
I'm gonna put it down.
Yeah. Fair enough.
And
Yeah.
he'll say, "Oh, go ahead."
Just Zelfine will take the herbs that are offered and just kind of inspect them a little bit. A couple she'll leave on the table, and a few she'll take and add to the.
Mhm.
These guys are
Not saying much otherwise, though.
I'm sorry for the way things went in Argenvost.
She'll look over at him for a minute, and then look back to the pot setting about her work, and she'll ask, "Why'd you do it?" And it doesn't sound like accusatory or anything like that, just a genuine question.
Why did I take a running leap and go careening off of a balcony?
Why'd you break my fall?
I'd been thinking about that a little bit. And well, I knew that if I didn't take you with me, you were gonna do something as foolish as I would have. But with much less chance of survival.
Probably. But you
We're
took that
too
whole
alike.
fall when you were already hurt, and I wasn't. Why?
I feel like. Because I trusted you all. Because I was already on my last legs anyway. And I believe that when we got down there, if you could, you all would get me out. I guess a part of me figured I was dead already. Getting down twice by the same person does that kind of thing to you. So I guess I just... And it was a stupid decision, of course it was, but... I felt like... It's stupid to say, and it's not... And it's not something you're going to want to hear, but if I had gone down by doing that, I would have been fine. I wouldn't have minded. All the way down, I was thinking to myself, oh, this is it. Best way I could go, you know?
I mean, you're right. Aemond would have healed you, as he did. Could have healed me too, for that matter. But what would we have done if you had died?
If I had died? Oh. Frankly, I hope you would have just left me in a ditch somewhere with my 2 coins and let that be that.
Well, you're right. You are stupid. And she's gonna take the tea and head back out into the other room.
Thank you for saving me.
She'll just pause at the doorway and go, likewise, and then head out. Don't forget that plate.
Yes, please do take the plate. Didn't mean to interrupt.
I'll take the
you.
plate to table 4.
And that is my whole entire tragic backstory.
Oh man,
Isn't that
that's
awesome?
rough, bud.
You didn't have to go in such grotesque detail, though.
Could have done without
Okay.
the gruesome bits,
Blood
but
and
all
the
right.
gruesome, yeah.
I'm sorry. Okay, it's a very vivid memory. You know, when
I
the
mean-
Paladins invaded, they did a lot of nasty
Yeah, okay, yeah, but we ugh.
We get it. We get it.
I'm
Thanks
sorry.
for
Wow,
the
I
three.
really like the part with the blood.
When did you get here? I thought you were... Oh god, were you here the whole time?
Yeah.
Yes, he was. He's
Were you there when my dad
Yeah.
got decapitated?
I was trying to give you the face, and like I know it was cutting at my neck. I wasn't
Oh,
talking about
jeez.
his head being chopped off. I was saying stop.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
That part
That
was
was-
real sad. I'm sorry your dad got his head chopped off. I think
I mean,
my
it was
dad
a
did.
long time ago. It wasn't a. It's not a pleasant memory, but you know, all time heals all wounds, I guess.
My dad,
I
my
Oh,
big
yeah.
brother said that my daddy got his head cut off too, so it's all good. We're the
Ah.
same now.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Conversation over.
So yeah, long story short, after that, I got conscripted, became a paladin, and after a while, I moved to Waterdeep, and here I am. And it's all uphill from there.
I'm
No
going
more
to table
bad.
4.
Cool. So, table 4 is this one over here with these two gruff-looking individuals that are wearing wolf coats, and then you hand them their dinner. You're
I'm
not.
gonna actually. Oh, go ahead.
You're not Davinka. Thanks for the food, though. You're
New
another.
hire.
They keep hiring tieflings. That's. They've got that other one in the back, and now this one. How? Why is there so many tieflings suddenly? This is weird.
I doubt they're going to keep me
Racist.
around for very long. I don't really follow the dress code very well.
Apparently, this just seems unsanitary. You're going to get stuff all over the food.
Well, I don't make the tea, do I?
No, well, no, but it looks like you clearly have some burns from the tea. And then the other
I'm
one,
gonna
like, face palms.
I'm gonna sanguine scent this place. Am I smelling anything other than humanoids in this room?
In this particular room, no. You're not smelling
Good.
anything but humanoids. These are just assholes.
Tight. Yeah, no, that's cool.
They're just complete dicks. All right, cool. Nice.
You look like a tough type, though. If you ever wanted to help us go hunt wolves, hit us up.
Depends on what wolves you're hunting.
Because Barovia, there's wolves everywhere. Mostly the
Yeah,
ones that
well-
get too close to the city. We don't want them invading. They bite people. It's not good.
Do you know of any other kinds of wolves?
I mean, there's those ones, and then there's the big ones. Gotta watch out for the big ones. They could take your head clean off.
Huh.
And of course, there's the third type. The ones that are partially man. I don't like to mess with them. It feels too much like murder. But they tend to keep to
That's fair.
themselves.
Where should I avoid if I don't want to get tangled up with them?
Let me have a look at that map. I can't remember where the werewolf den is.
Are we really doing this side quest now?
Oh, only if you
I'm
want
just
it.
asking about some werewolves.
That's fine.
We don't
Nobody
have to do this
accepted a
now.
quest. Yeah, nobody's accepted a quest.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just in the
Leanne
back
gave
pocket
these
of
to
all
me.
the other side quests. It's cool.
I try to remember where the werewolf den is. 1 second.
It's like when you play a game and you just like have a list of like you have a to-do list.
Yeah, it's a
For
big
side
long to-do
quests.
By
list.
the way,
Yeah.
that was the.
We're just-
I just want to. That was the worst backstory reveal I've ever done.
It's great.
like just chatting in a cafe with a child, talking about beheading.
I was half expecting you to go, kidding, this is a joke, and then actually do it.
Yeah.
Well, flashback about 10 minutes. So, I was
You know,
born.
you got
Yeah, do that while I look up this information, please.
I was born in a town called Blood Axe. It wasn't called Blood Axe. It was actually called Iron Fang, and then it was called Dark Claw. Basically, whoever is in charge at the time gets to name the town. And you know, a little bit before I was born, an orc called Gormag Blood Axe, he conquered it from the other guy by challenging him to single combat, and that's kind of how we do things around there. And over time, basically, he was my dad was a very nervous man. He was always on edge, but he had a wisdom about him I can't really explain. He wasn't big on, you know, big raids or anything like that. There were raids from time to time, and you know, I obviously I wouldn't call him a good person. I like that he did that he caused all that fire and destruction, but he was quite kind to me, even though he was strict. I'm not gonna lie, but anyways, I'm getting off topic. He there was a time. It turned out that an order of paladins had been planning to invade the area for quite a while to try and stop our raids and set up a fortress there. And in doing so, they slaughtered a lot of people. There were children, and everyone was hiding in the tents while the fighting was going on, afraid to leave. We were all cowering for our lives. Anyone who was out in the street who wasn't a child just got cut down. It was a bloodbath, and there were not a lot of survivors, particularly not a lot of orcish males who survived. I think that was part of their strategy. They were trying to colonize the area and set up a fort to keep us in check. A lot of the people in that area, the whole orcish law thing I was talking about, it turned out the leader of those paladins, he was a half orc himself, and he invoked that orcish law to kill my father and stone cold one-on-one combat. I can remember when my dad knocked his helmet off and it landed at my feet, and then he got his head cut clean off. And that's kind of, I don't know why I kept that all this time, but I don't know. I hope I get it back, just because it reminds me of where I came from, in a sense, that this lifestyle wasn't really chosen by me, it was forced on me. And going back, I like what I do, and I think I'm good at it. Would things have been different if I had left or earlier, or if the paladins hadn't come and done all the things they did? I've never had a hard time distinguishing what a quote-unquote real paladin looks like. The fact is, there's a lot of real paladins who are really terrible people. There's no such thing as a purely pure person who goes out into combat and kills people. I wouldn't call myself perfectly pure. I've always been trying to be better than the guys who I'm running after, and I guess I kind of realized after a while that to do that, I couldn't stay with that order anymore. They were just too brutal, and so there was a lot of, they wouldn't call it slavery, but that's what it was, basically. It was indentured servitude, if anything else. And my people, they were working till their bones broke, and they were bleeding on the ground. They were worked half to death, if I'm being honest. And when I saw that, I had to run away. I couldn't stay there any longer. And that's when I went to Waterdeep, and that's when I met Lydia, and well, and someone tried to kill me, and that's another story. But yeah, after a while, I met Brimstone, and we ended up here.
Almug, do you know what makes a good paladin? To be a good paladin, you have to be a paladin, and you have to be good. As long as you know that you're doing right, all else is no.
You know, I think sometimes we have a way of rationalizing when bad people do things. We talk about what their motives are, try to figure out and understand them, but I think at the end of the day, it really does all come from greed, and it's something I've struggled with.
What makes a bad person?
They want
What
to enrich
makes a good
themselves.
person?
Well, bad people want to enrich themselves at the cost of others. There's really
how do
nothing
you-
more to it.
But how do you know it's bad? You never
Because
know
I've
someone else's
seen-
motivation.
I've seen it.
Hmm.
You can't describe evil. You just know it when you see it. There's no real way to quantify it, whether it's evil or good. But when you see it, you will know what it is.
Well,
And I think we can all agree on that, at least to a degree.
I can't disagree, but sometimes it's a little bit more complicated than that, yeah?
I suppose.
Riley nods at that.
I hope
You're
I hope
more-
Brimstone's been
you're-
able to listen to like the end of that, the tail end of that.
I hope so
Oh,
too.
snap. Yeah, me too.
I think like
I
you
mean, I was
kind of-
talking to the skeleton a bit.
You walk by, drop
Ah.
off that go over, and yet they would have told you that the werewolves would be more in the northwest. Never.
Northwest from here.
Yeah,
Oh, dramatic irony.
the higher end of the map.
Okay, neat.
This quest is too
Yeah.
far.
Yeah, it's a bit far.
Let's not do
Uh,
it.
But before we go on to a different thing, just to sort of tie a nice little bow on the whole Aemon thing, Jatana's gonna go over and like sort of stand behind him, but put a hand on his shoulder and say, "I know I couldn't have raised you, but I'm very proud."
Oh.
Eamon will just shed a little tear, and also Daniel will shed a little tear and give her mommy a big hug.
Oh.
Oh.
I need to call mine after this episode.
Good.
And then
Happy
we
very early Mother's Day, everyone.
Yeah,
cut to
very,
the
very early.
Good.
and then we cut to the and that's my whole backstory. And then all like, hey,
Yeah,
hey.
I know. We had this nice, brilliant, storytelling moment, and then so that's my whole tragic backstory.
Yes.
Yep. And Olive is just like kicking her feet, going,
Wow, that was a really good story. I'm gonna remember that one.
Please
Don't tell that to Lucas.
Yeah. Let's not do that.
If
Well, if
your
you
brother
don't want me
finds
to.
out that I told you that story, he is going. You know what? No more violence. No more violence at this table.
No. When he hears that, it just goes. "Ah!"
You
Brimstone
got
sucks his
something
teeth.
to say?
You hear Zelfine kind of choke on her tea a little bit. But then she gets her composure back just as fast.
Oh, look who's talking.
I love this. I love y'all.
Anyways,
At that snort, though, I do want to say that Jatana sort of looks over and, sort of looks at Zelphine for a couple of seconds, and then realizes, "Oh, I never got your name," and sort of veers, like sort of pats Eamon on the back again, and veers over. Sort of takes it, not necessarily a beeline, but like a very nice saunter over to where Zelphine is, and just quietly, I heard they call you Zelphine. Is that what you prefer to be called?
Zelphine has this look on her face as she approaches, like, "Ah, fuck," like she was really hoping to avoid this, and she's just gonna sip her tea and then say, "If you have to call me anything, I suppose."
That
Sorry
reminds me,
about
Zelphine,
your wagon.
Listen, I don't blame you. You were a kid. What were you going to do?
Anything else? But
Well,
that?
I was going to say something else, but it seems that you are not in the mood, so I will leave you alone.
No, she meant like she could have done anything else but that.
Oh, gotcha. Well, then let's retcon what I just said, because she was about to sass the fuck out of herself. She shakes her head, and she says, "Adult knowledge is different than child knowledge. Children learn from their parents or their, I guess, guardians or whatever, and in different ways, but that's why we grow. That's why we learn. I don't blame you.
I don't know that I agree with that, but whatever you say.
I have a couple years over you. Maybe you'll learn in time. Or maybe you won't. It's up to you. Bottom line is, I don't blame you. You can blame yourself, but you'll just be making a lot more problems for yourself. I suggest if someone forgives you for something, you take it." She's gonna just sort of nod, not say anything else, and go over and make small talk with some of the other people in the inn.
Cool.
That's not at all relevant to anyone.
Zelphine just rolls her eyes.
After a while, I'm assuming, does anyone else have something I want to do before we're done with the tea?
Brimstone will mention that he's going up to talk with Rictavio, and he wants to know if one person wants to come with him.
I'll go with.
Okay.
Probably a good idea.
All right.
I want to know what's up with him.
Olive at this point
Can you just
yawns and
speak in
wanders
that?
off, and she goes to go play upstairs. And so yeah, it's the Brimstone and Riley. You make your way upstairs to this door, kind of off to the side. It's kind of the private room. It's not connected.
Before he leaves, Brimstone will thank Zelphine for the tea and tell them all that tell everybody that he wants to meet up and discuss our specific plans later in our rooms.
Mm.
Go ahead, Leanne. Sorry.
Yeah. So you start wandering up that way. Riley is following you because she said she wanted to be there.
Are we gonna beat him up? That's the plan,
No,
right?
We're not gonna. No, we're not gonna beat him up.
1 second.
I've done enough beating. I did enough getting beaten up or beating up today.
Yeah, I think we're all tapped out on that. On the beat up juice.
Sure.
No, she doesn't say that. Shut up.
Commit to it. Commit to it.
I can't.
Ugh, I realized this is some of my old notes, so I didn't write down everything. 1 second. I have to pull my book out. Ugh.
As we walk up, Brimstone will just say to Riley, I'm sorry for scaring you all at Argenvost.
No, it's okay. That was a scary situation. I don't blame you.
It was weird, because I think that if Nikolai hadn't come out, then I would have died.
Scary thought, but I think you're right.
I don't know. Maybe that was his fucked up way of saying, you know, I can't get rid of him.
Like a survival instinct.
Yeah.
That's something to keep in mind, I guess.
Yeah. Whew. Let's go talk to definitely Octavio.
Yep.
Yeah, totally Rictavio.
You head up to the stairs there, and you're in front of it now. And as you knock, he goes, "It's open."
We head inside.
So inside, you see that it's a small guest bed room containing a bed with a heaped with wolf furs, a footlocker, a tall wardrobe, and a writing desk with matching chair. An oil lamp rests on the desk near a journal bound in red leather. And on the chair sits Rictavio, sitting there kind of with his hands knitted together and his hat kind of flopped over his head. Oh, so you did decide to show up.
We had things to take care of first.
Good.
We'll head inside and Brenson will shut the door after Riley comes in.
So you killed... So you met the other Rictavio.
After a fashion, yes.
He is quite a brute. He deserved
Well, not
what he
anymore.
got, I will tell you that. I took his wagon because I had found out that he was taking children and selling them.
Excuse me?
He was an asshole. I didn't expect him to follow me into Barovia.
Wow.
I took his
I
name
think
because
it might be,
my real
might be
one...
one.
Sorry, go. You go
Go
first.
ahead. He said it might be prudent for you to tell us who you really are then.
You guys seem to have made yourself known to not be in league with the lord of this land, so perhaps I can trust you. He stands up, kind of dusts himself off a little bit, and takes his hat off. And his entire appearance just changes. He is no longer this, like, half-elf with straw hair, and instead of looking like he's in his mid-30s, he looks like he is in his 60s, maybe even more. Can I show you this? I'm just gonna show you the picture. Can I show players? Please? Please? No?
Please roll 20.
No.
Show us the dick.
The dick? Okay, no, I'm just gonna stick him in the middle
You
of the
want to
screen here.
rephrase that?
No.
No, I do
No.
not.
No. It's fine. Anyways, yeah, he instead of like the circus kind of gear that he has on, he's got a leather jacket. Yeah, there. Thank you.
Thank you.
For putting that in the chat. That is what he looks like. I will continue describing him though for those. And he is wearing like a loose kind of loose shirt and like more tan pants and leather boots, and has big round glasses on his face. He doesn't even look like a half elf anymore. He looks like a human. And he pulls a cane off from that was leaning against the table and like sticks it onto the ground and goes, "Well, now you know that I'm not a half elf."
What
I never
the?
said-
What's with all the secrecy? Why?
I will tell you my name. My real name is Rudolph Van Richten.
Dun, dun, dun.
Rudolph the Van Nose Richten.
Had a really shitty.
Dan,
nose.
I was literally about to fucking say that.
Great. I love all of you. Now there's the button to show players. Show everybody there. But yeah, there he is. And his hair, instead of his like straw blonde hair, is like gray and like slicked back. And he looks quite a bit more drawn, but stands with more of a confidence than his previous disguise was. And if you guys want, you can roll history to know if you know this guy.
Oh yeah, that'll go real well.
Yep.
That's gonna be great. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
please go for it.
16, hot diggy.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I just want to
God
say, if
damn.
someone here had a history of monster hunting per se, they might be familiar with.
And they
Van
might have
Ricken's
advantage on that.
Oh well.
really?
11.
Okay. So you can roll one more time if you want, Ian. Because I'm
No
gonna
kidding. Well, still 16.
16. Okay. So with that, you do recognize the name as being a famous monster hunter, but you don't know, like, can't pick out any specifics in your head of what he's hunted before. You just
It's
know.
a famous musical.
Yep.
Rudolph Van Richten.
Yeah. You know him from like a bard tale that said that he once slayed a vampire that was very evil in a land, but. You know that bards tend to overblow these things, so it's probably not a 20-foot tall vampire like it said in the tale.
Ah, yes. Those
That's
hill
good.
giant vampires.
Yeah, I was a hill giant
You're-
vampire.
Your
That's
story.
Hell yeah.
Your stories, Van Richten. Although your stories are perhaps more favorable than the ones they tell about me.
well, I could guarantee that there are some unfavorable things about me. They tend to stick to one kind of version of you, though, when they tell tales. No matter what good or evil you do.
Yeah. Well, you said that you can trust us. Any proof you have that we can trust you?
He shrugs. Oh. I have certain things that would help in defeating vampires. If that is what you're looking for, I'm not sure what you want out of trust. But know that people that stay too close to me tend to end poorly, which is another reason why I was trying to keep people at arm's length.
Then I say this without the shred of doubt, you are in the best of company.
So you've been cursed by the Vistani too, huh?
Not by the Vistani, but I get the feeling we're definitely cursed.
Everybody that wanders into this land seems to be.
Well, so here we are.
I don't know
I can
what
tell you
your
that-
intentions are, but know that I am here to kill Strahd. Before I pass, I want him gone.
Hey, same hat.
Hey, what a coincidence! Hey!
What a crazy random happenstance.
Hey.
Well, we have plans. I don't think it's wise to reveal everything. The air itself has ears around here.
Wait, we have a plan?
We do have a plan, Riley.
Well,
Not the very well-formed one, but the plan.
If any plan we have, it's usually not well formed. Yeah, that's our
Yes,
track
well.
record.
I understand that. And understand that I will not probably give you many details on what I have planned either.
I suppose
That's
it's
fair.
I suppose it is. I suppose then my only request of you is that when the time comes, can we count on you to help us with what we need to do?
I'll do what I must, if it will help destroy Strahd, the devil.
Good.
You go to
I'm
any
glad we
length,
got this.
huh?
But I would ask that you not give away my identity to those here. If word gets
I
out
think
that
we'll
I'm
begin-
here,
Of course.
Strahd will come, and he will probably kill me.
Oh.
I think that we stick out like enough of a sore thumb that you'll probably be able to lay low in our shadow.
Yeah.
I will admit that is something that I first thought when we got here.
I cast kind of a long shadow.
That you do, my tall friend. That you do.
Well,
Can I roll insight on this guy?
Oh yeah, go for it.
I would also like to.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, is he shitter? Aw, fuck you.
7.
8.
It's
Gosh,
a good
guys,
thing neither of the
he
people with insight are there.
are there. Yeah.
I have very good insight. I rolled. My dice hate me. All right. All right.
Oh, I didn't know you were proficient.
I was proficient. Fuck up. My dice
I'm
is proficient
sorry.
being a dick. No, you're fine. I'm just mad at my dice.
Jeez.
It's been a long day of rolling lower than 10. All right.
Aw.
All right.
Katie, we love you.
Love you.
No, it's cool. I love you all. I'm.
So,
What'd
What do
you
we-
get?
what do we get from? I got a 7.
You got a 7.
I somehow got better. Ow.
Yeah, so with that, you think this guy is not hiding anything. He's pretty clear and transparent with everything that he said.
Okay, I'm called bullshit.
Yeah.
Can we at least know that we can't tell what he's hiding?
Yeah.
Because he's
You know that he's
Okay.
shady as heck, but you can't tell anything about, you can't read his face.
Okay.
well, I have absolutely no plans of telling you everything we've got planned.
Mm-mm. But
I think for
Well,
now it's
we'll
best that we stay out of each other's way.
sounds
there
like we got the same
anything-
goal in mind anyway. So
Is there anything that you feel would be absolutely critical for us to know that we might not? About the castle,
Oh, I haven't
its
even
ruler.
ventured into the castle yet. And I don't plan to until I have a more concrete plan at the base of it all. I know that it's large, I know that it's dangerous, and if you go in, you might not come out.
that's good. That bodes well.
In fact,
I mean, that's pretty standard stuff for your evil layer of the creature controlling a thing.
Oh man, is it?
Yeah,
I'm afraid
you
so,
don't really
my
get
dear.
the oh, you can come and go whenever you want kind of thing from those sorts of places. You usually get the enter if you dare, abandon all hope, that sort of thing that's both legend and fact that scares people off or causes fools to challenge it.
Man, y'all do this for a living?
Afraid so, my
Not
dear.
a very lucrative one.
Afraid so, my dear. We all
Yowza.
have our reasons for this profession.
I guess so.
It isn't the money that
Other
drives
question.
us.
Nah, I didn't
I
think
asked the
so.
people down there. What do you know of the werewolves in this land?
I know that they are quarreling currently. I don't trust any
Over
of
what?
them. Over who is in charge of their little pack. Some of them wish to follow the devil, and some of them do not. They wish to remain neutral in this situation.
None wish to fight him?
Sorry, what?
None wish to fight him. Challenge him at all.
No. There might be... No, there was one. Now that I think of it. He is currently rotting in Castle Ravenloft's dungeons.
Huh.
And that is what
Ah.
has caused this bit of a schism. Without him...
Who's in the
they-
majority?
Majority? It's a bit of a split, really, down the middle.
Not is very helpful, Nickton.
If I find out any more, I'll let you know, but...
Well, thank you
honestly,
very much.
my main concern is Strahd.
Well, Strahd is the kind of opponent you can't face in a vacuum. It's never going to be just you and him. It's going to be you and him and everything around you. Whether the environment works in your favor or not is possible to change, but always a factor.
I will tell you, I will not act until there is a concrete plan in place. I have waited this long. I can wait a little longer.
Patience is important.
It's the only thing I've got, really.
No other skills you have?
As I said, I'm getting old. I have some skills. I've got some plans. But ultimately, I will be dead before too long. I expect to die from this mission. Whether I win or lose, I'll be dead.
Oh, wow.
No. Then I hope we will keep in touch. If we find anything that might be relevant to you, we might be able to bring it to you, but no promises. We have quite enough to be getting on with ourselves.
Alright.
One final thing, actually. Have you heard of any lost children in Barovia recently?
Recently, I did hear from a little spy of mine that they saw one being dragged down into the ruins of Berez. I don't know who it was, but that's the only lead I have right now. I was going to steer clear of that because I heard it was a Vistani child.
Who is they?
Sorry, which they are you referring to?
They who
The
were
spy?
dragging the child.
Seemed to be an old woman. Which means it was probably a hag.
Oh, man. More hags?
I think we know who it is, Riley.
Oh, no.
But we are keeping Van Richten up. We should not be so discourteous to our host. Thank you very much. Bernison will give like a slight bow.
He'll like pick up his hat again and do like a little bow with it and then stick it back on his head and he'll turn back into Rictavio, give you a dopey smile and go, well, I'll see you around then.
And Brimstone and Riley will leave and head back and go back to the ruins where we were going to meet up with everybody.
Cool.
Yep.
And that was. No, I'm kidding.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
And that's how I got these scars.
Aww.
It's a much shorter story. I got stabbed a bunch of times.
Little paper cuts. A lot of paperwork.
Some of these are like ritualistic. They weren't from injuries. Because sometimes orcs they have ritualistic scarring. I don't know if you've heard of that.
Anyway, you guys are going to do a convo.
Yeah.
Yeah. When do you want to start it off or should I?
I mean, Zelfine's just sitting there finishing off her tea. And we'll set her cup down and say, well, if that's all your storytelling for one night.
I actually have a special story that I wanted to tell just to you, if it's all right. Can we go somewhere private? I think you know it,
if we
actually.
must. Oh, I'm sure I'm intimately acquainted with it.
Mm-hmm. So,
After you. And she'll get up from the table. And
All right.
kind of gesture for him to lead wherever.
Yeah, where are you guys heading?
will definitely. They'll go somewhere private. I don't know where.
I'm assuming outside,
Sure, let's go with that.
because there's a lot of people in the tap
Outside,
room. There's like a well
maybe behind. Maybe.
that way.
Is there anyone in the shed over here?
No, it's full of firewood and not a whole lot else.
Okay, then maybe inside.
There's not a lot of
So,
room because it's mostly a storage shed, but yeah.
Okay, fair enough. So, I think that you know that I know. I wanted to make this. We should have had this conversation, I think, a while ago. I have known since the first night we came here for sure, and I had my suspicions since we first met. And then Eamon will kind of point to a scar on his chin and say, I'm assuming you know as well?
Zelphine will gesture with her shoulder and say, I've known since we got here. I recognize the helmet. And the shouting.
Yeah, it's not exactly known for my subtlety, if you haven't caught that by now.
No.
The kind of just that there's like a long, awkward pause after that.
And she's just staring him down the whole time.
Why?
So you wanted to talk?
Yeah. You tried to kill me back in Waterdeep. I didn't appreciate that.
Most people don't. Why are you
Yeah.
bringing it up now?
Well, because I was trying to suppress it and tell myself that I trust you because I think you're a level-headed and competent person. I was trying to help unify the team, so to speak, and it kind of, in a way that was very unprofessional. I think we need to get the skeleton out of this closet now, or it's going to get a lot worse. Zelphine, there have been times when I haven't been able to sleep in the same room as you. I keep worrying you're going to finish the job, and that the Viper is going to drag my corpse off somewhere into the woods and then pretend that I was kidnapped and killed by a vampire or something. And that's slipped out when I raised my axe at you, and I shouldn't have done that. But I am as afraid as you are, even though I didn't look it at the time.
Then why didn't you strike?
Because I see a change in you, and even though my oath tells me to punish people who have committed horrible crimes, I can't honestly attack someone who I think is already on the path to redemption. And I don't want you to take it as any sort of theological advice or whatever, but I think you've become a better person than you think you are. And that's not something you need to prove to me or to Brimstone or to Riley or anyone else. That's something you need to prove to yourself. The guilt is going to eat you alive. It's going to hang over you for the rest of your life. And
Eamon, you didn't know me back then. And I think you still don't know me now.
who, question. Who was the first person when we first came here to go back to save Brimstone? Because it wasn't me and it wasn't Riley. Who was that? Who was that?
She's gonna frown and not say anything.
So, I don't want you to pretend you're somehow irredeemable or that you can't be. There's no magic ritual or spell that I know that can cleanse a soul of guilt. I can't redeem, but I think I know how you can. And part of that means staying alive, Zelphine. Part of that means when I try to heal you, you do not yank your arm away. Because I think some divine force brought you here. Maybe it was Tyr, or maybe it was Strahd, or I don't know. But I think your path to redemption is here in Barovia. To save yourself from yourself, you have to save Barovia. And I will help you any way that I can, because I know that you're worth saving. But you need to realize that you are worth saving.
Zelphine, when he mentions some divine force bringing her here for a purpose, she's actually going to start laughing and look through her pack, and she's going to pull out a book, and she's going to hand it to him and say, Aemond, if some divine force had a reason for bringing me here, it's not for the reason you think. If I've got some purpose for being in this land, if that's my fate, this is why, and it's not a redemption story. And she's gonna hand him the book and turn to walk away.
I'm gonna put a hand on her back, and I'm gonna say, believe me, I'm familiar with half the names in here. I know exactly what it is, and the Order of the Gauntlet is well acquainted with the Viper. I gotta say, you were not easy to catch.
Not as well acquainted as you think if I'm still standing here. Was I even on any of their lists?
Not you. We just had the Viper and a few people who we thought were the Viper. Quite frankly, I only recognized you because you had that makeup on. Which is quite ironic if you think about it.
You were the only one who got close enough to the mask to notice, so...
I was a rookie who got lucky.
The shoulder still hurts sometimes, by the way. If it is any consolation.
To be frank, I don't regret it.
You shouldn't.
Maybe I could heal your shoulder sometime, if you'll let me. You need to protect yourself, Zelphine. You might not think that you're worth anything, or that you are worth healing or protecting, but I know that you are. Forgive me if I don't trust the character judgment, someone who used to be a contract killer, but you need to stop judging yourself so hard.
You know what, Aemond? You're right. And I'll take your advice if you can do me one favor.
Are you gonna tell me to shove it up my ass? Is some kind of joke coming next? Or?
Not quite. No. You've got that book now. You said you are aware of half the names in there. Acquaint yourself with the other half. Look through there very carefully. I've taken very diligent notes. If you can find one name in there that should not be standing here instead of me, then I'll take what you said to heart. Otherwise, yes, I am going to do whatever I can to help this land. Those cards, as dumb as I think they are, seem to hold some weight here. So maybe I was meant to help with that. But it's still not a redemption story, Aemond. She's gonna start walking back towards the inn and kind of shrug his hand off.
You don't need to be better than anyone. You just need to be you, and you just need to be good. There's no hierarchy, Zelphine.
Goodbye, Aemond.
There's nobody... Tears save me. And Eamon's gonna kind of just... With these... He's got like 4 books now. He's got a lot of books.
He's got a lot of books. It's gonna be a little
Just kind of
cumbersome.
stand in the shadow.
Holding all these books.
Eamon's becoming a librarian.
Yep.
Do we want to stop it there before we all go back to our rooms and talk about our plans for Vallaki?
Yeah, I think
How about we...
now's a good place to stop.
Yeah, that's good. Oh,
Eamon's standing in the shed, really exasperated.
Holding 4 books.
He's got the Tome of Strahd. He's got Zelphine's Ledger. He's got... I think he gave the Paladin book to Irina and the Church. And
Oh, yeah,
I
that's
think
right.
he's got one more book.
Yeah,
He's got a library.
the Paladin book is definitely with Irina back in the church.
All right. Well, That was a very
Wow.
good session.
That was,
Yeah.
wow.
That was good.
Man, I'm
I think
surprised
what-
we managed to keep that secret, honestly. Glares at Ian.
It's a good secret.
That's
Yeah,
a good
definitely
secret.
a
I'm
secret
upset.
that I knew. It was a secret.
It was the secret that everybody knew. I'm sorry. Everybody knows all
No,
the
that
secrets.
was screaming. I was
Did
screaming.
everybody
in the
know?
chat.
Wait a second. Did everybody know except Katie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
think so.
fuck off! Oh, fuck you guys!
Oh my god. I think that's a good place to end the
Asshole.
episode.
Oh my god.
You
Thank you
all
for
are
watching Horrible
assholes!
Every time, everybody.
Bye!
Yeah, bye.
No story pushed by those can match the ones that will be found. Stories will reveal when one is shrouded in the mist. Stories will reveal when one is shrouded.